And here's what's happening at Utopia Farms today.
Yeah, those beans are 30 inches high. You do such hard work, you deserve a little piece of new machinery. This stuff doesn't like to dry too good. Oh, right over 40. Okay, with a probe, right there. And this baler here only has one sensor right there.
Let's get started.
We're gonna wrap some hay today, and today is let me think. Today's Thursday. Supposed to rain tomorrow. Supposed to rain all weekend. So I'm just wrapping up a bunch of hay today before the rain. Everything's looking good as long as we have no breakdowns. So I want to show you something. I'm trying to find out a way I can plant my beans easier, be more efficient, and have a better crop. So I'm going to show you the bean field right now. So this is, these beans were planted are quite late. I think they were planted, oh gee, yeah, these beans were planted in June, I think. June 4th. What did I know? You have to go back to my videos and find out. So that's the beans. And we'll just walk in here a little bit. So there, I don't know if you can see it, but there's my waist, my belt right there. And I'm 6'2", 6'1". Yeah, those beans are probably getting almost 3 feet high. 2.5 feet for sure, 3 feet high. 30 inches for sure, I think. So that's the bean field. Yeah, planted June, first week in June. And you can see the pods are right at the very end. Still there's quite a ways to go yet, but there's lots of summer yet. Yeah, those beans are 30 inches high. So these were planted with an old conventional seed drill that you plant oats and barley with and stuff like that. Farmers know what I'm talking about. It wasn't a bean planter, but you can open up the pods and you can plant beans with it. But that's a fantastic crop of beans. Yeah, they're I don't know if you can show you. But yeah, they're 30 inches high. I'm thinking a heavy thunderstorm could knock them down. But so I'm looking for a better planter, and a better way to plant, and a more efficient way to plant. And so this is a question I'm going to ask people, and you can give Lynn your answers. So, should I be looking for a better way to plant? Or should I be ashamed of myself and say, gee, Arnie, you're just being greedy, and maybe you should spend a little bit more time and money on Lynn instead of buying new machinery? So right now I'm looking for something new, and the people that support support me for cropping can say, yes, Arnie, you should have a new machine. Treat yourself a little bit. You do such hard work. You deserve a little piece of new machinery. Or you can support Lynn and say, you should be ashamed of yourself, Arnie, spending money on machinery that has no value and you don't need it. So those are the replies we can get. So answer our comments and let us know whether I should update my bean planting or not. And you can tell Lynn that. So this hay here, change the subject. This hay here is, yeah, pretty wet yet, pretty green. You can see it right there. Definitely can't dry bale it, but it's getting to the point where it's getting too dry for wet baling. So I'm going to bale this in 1 hour, and we'll check the moisture in it to see how much it changed. I'm thinking it's still going to test around 40%. So I'm just finishing raking the last trip around the field.
And he'll be raking with his new rake, by the way.
And after this weekend, I'm going to try to do the whole center of this field. I'm going to try to dry bale it. Because to dry bale it, you'd have to leave this hay on the field for 3 days. So you're going to cut it for a day, dry for another day, and on the third day you're going to rake it up, and hopefully it'll be dry enough for dry baling. And we can make maybe 100 dry bales for the lambs. So the biggest problem you're going to have with this stuff is that alfalfa right here. This stuff doesn't like to dry too good. It holds the moisture. But you can see there's lots of grasses in here too. So the grasses could give me the benefit that I could get it dry enough to dry bale. So anyways, answer that comment about the bean field. I'd love to know what my crop followers are really following me or they're following Lynn. So answer the questions, give Lynn lots of answers, and we'll see if we're going to update my bean planter. Well, we're just baling hay today before the rain, hopefully, and I'm going to take my tester and see what these bales test like. So bear with me for a second. So just put the bale out right now. Look, it actually has a real nice shape to it. And it's hard, but we'll give it a test here. See what we got. We're going to test to see if the batteries are good. Right on. Give it a probe. Check the moisture. Whoa, that's really dried down. That's 20%. We'll just check at another spot right here. Oh, right over 40. So we'll check another spot. Right about here. What's that? Oh, so that's almost 30, 28. Yeah, so they're going to say that's too dry. And I'll check another spot. Check it again. Yeah, 20%. Lynn's going to say it's too dry. We'll check another spot. Right there. Right over 40. So, you can see the dark spots, the bales are inconsistent, but that's, to me, that is wet hay. But we'll check it again on this side. Check the moisture. Check the battery. The battery's good. Give it a probe. Right there. 30%. Do it again. Right there. Oh, there's way over 40. So the bale's testing 30 to 40%, I think. So I think it's just depending. You can see that core right there has a little more grass in it. Then it gets to alfalfa, a little grass right there, straight alfalfa there at the end. Still 30, 40%. And if I feel this bale right there, that is wet, totally wet. So yeah, I think the bales are fine. You wouldn't want to wait any longer, but 40%, I'm thinking it'll be good. We'll mark the bales and see how they turn out. I'm going to get a little needy right now, what I'm going to say. So I see down in the UK, The most popular baler, I think, is the McCain baler, I think it's called, if I pronounce it correctly. And maybe McCain wants to reach out to me and give me a demo baler, and we can talk about how good it is. Because this baler probably needs to rest. You can see all the paint's removed from the baler. Pretty shiny. See a lot of bales. The only thing wrong with the new baler is I gotta get used to all the sensors. And this baler here only has one sensor right there. That tells me the bale's almost getting full. That tells me the bale's full. That's the only sensor on this baler. I guess you'd call that low maintenance. But I tell you, when that baler was built, that was the most popular balers around. Not only John Deere, other companies too. But 4-foot balers were extremely popular. Excuse me. And then they came into those 5-foot bales. And I think everybody now is buying the 5-foot balers. I don't think anybody really buys a 4-foot baler anymore. But like I say, if McCain wants to reach out to me, we could give this little baler a rest. Anyways, I better get going because I wouldn't want the hay to get any drier.
Arnie's got to stack these today, and then tomorrow, and for the next 3 days, it's supposed to be a rain day. So the good thing about that is it gets us out of the field for a while. This haying has been going on all summer long, and it's getting quite tedious now. We do have a lot of feed for the sheep, and that's a good thing as long as it doesn't all mold. We do have a problem with animals climbing on top of the bales and putting pinprick punctures in them, and that's all it takes to start the mold going. But fingers crossed, we use 6 layers now instead of 4, so that should make it a little more durable. Just pulled at the side of the road to see this osprey nest. The cool thing about it is the osprey's in the nest, and see that? He's done some landscaping, and he's got a tree growing out of his nest. The noise is that he's right by the 401 here, which is a major highway in Canada. But he's also close enough as a bird flies to Lake Ontario. I don't know if you can hear him. He's a little distressed by me being here. So we're just trimming the hooves on those straggler ewes that we held back in the barn here. They're going to go into a breeding group. The Suffolks are going to go in with Luther.
Well, just one more clip and I'm done. Where did that one? If I open that gate, that one will fly right on top of me.
So these are Suffolks, and black hooves are a lot harder to clip. They're a much harder material that makes up their hoof.
Less hoof to cut off. They have less hoof.
But they have less hoof
They don't grow
because
as fast.
they grow slower, but when you do have to trim them, they're harder to trim because they're so hard.
Yeah, the black
But
hoof-
that makes them very durable, and they wear off better because they're not growing so fast.
Oh, come on. Oh, no. Oh, stay.
That probably hurts the bum on them too. The concrete.
even with cattle, cows with black hooves have way less hoof troubles. White hooves, more troubles.
Yeah, it's funny, eh?
Softer hoof.
But white hooves are softer and they grow faster. Black hooves are harder and grow slower. So if you're trimming hooves, black hooves are worse to do, but you need to trim them less. Hi. Hi, honey. 3 more left. And tomorrow we're going to be deworming sheep and separating them into breeding groups.
They'd love to go underneath that gate, eh?
They would love to go under the gate. We got a Dorset here. On the camera, they look like black hooves, but those are not black hooves. They're white hooves. They're just dirty. Dorsets have white hooves.
You could wash your hooves if you want to do.
I don't think we're washing hooves.
What about the guy with the pressure washer on TV?
Well, that was a handy little thing for washing the legs.
They're not really too hard because
See, you can see how much easier it is for the hoof to come off when he trims this. It just snips off.
White hooves are definitely softer.
And with the black hooves, you kind of have to really use your muscles. So these are all things to think about when you're choosing the breed of sheep that you would like to have on your farm. And Ben and Max, they're the loyal helpers. They have to be involved in everything. I know you're the last one, but you don't have to be so loud about it. We can hear you. We know you're there. Your turn's coming. Are you stopping the sheep from getting out? Yeah, this ewe. Yeah, you might want to show her hips there. We're talking that this ewe has extremely wide hips. Be a really good lammer.
Oh, we had you down.
So once she sits down on her bum, she should be pretty stable because this girl has really, really wide hips. She's built like a box. My goodness! What is that? Lord above. And which hooves are the worst to do, front or back?
Back. She can kick me right now.
And it's because you have to pull the back leg so far forward. The sheep don't like the back hooves being done, so that's when they're going to struggle the most for you. Arnie trims them by flipping them on their bum, but they also have little mesh chairs that you can flip them into. We have one. That didn't work very well because it's quite an act to be able to flip them into that little chair. It takes longer to get them in the chair than it helps you.
I shouldn't use this word. And it's not saying nothing bad, but if you're in good shape and young, you can trim twice as many this way than going through the shoe. If you're fit for it.
This noisy girl is getting done now. She's also got really nice hips on her. We don't know why this group was open last year. We give our sheep 2 strikes, so they've had the one, and we expect them to perform this year. Some people won't give them any strike. If they're open, they ship them. We feel that you just don't know what could have gone wrong. Like, was she pregnant? Did she absorb it? Was the ram to blame? Was she not feeling well for a certain period? Like, we don't know, so we give her the benefit of the doubt.
Don't do that.
But after, if they did it twice, then you got to assume that there's something more wrong, and you don't want to be keeping that.
Well, after 2 times, your investment's such a bad loss. You really can't go any further. You really then have to make a decision.
Well, and you do want, ideally, you want sheep that breed well, and yeah, and sheep generally do breed well, but every farm that has a lot of sheep anyway is going to have a few open sheep. Okay, we're going to get these sheep out of here now that they've all had their hooves trimmed, and we're going to pull the Suffolks out for now.
Come on, Ben, go on. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, I think 7 Suffolk ewes here. Do you want me to come in there?
No, I'm jumping in. Oh, these guys are all with me. Such a fucking freak. I don't like with all of them. I don't need hyper sheep.
Here they go. All in nice shape. They'll be going with one of the new, well, probably we'll put half of those with one of the Dorset rams and half with the other. Just rolling out a old hay bale for this pen so that they're not lying in the dirt. Luther doesn't seem too excited about the whole prospect of being in with the ewes. But in this heat, it's not unusual for ewes not to be cycling at this time of year because we are breeding naturally. There's no cedars involved. We rely on these dark barns to stimulate fall conditions, which makes them ovulate naturally. That look like good bedding to eat? You can try it out. It's nice hay, actually. It's just old, so it has lost its nutritional value. But for roughage and stuff like that, there's no mold in this hay at all. It's nice hay. It's just it's a year or 2 old. I think it's last year's hay. So the nutritional value will be really low on it, but if you were in a pinch, you could easily feed this hay and just add supplemental grain to it and it would be fine. But we have an abundance of hay, so old stuff we use for bedding. Well, everyone, that's it for another day at Utopia Farms. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now. Thank you.